Hello again and welcome to Homeschool Podcast. This is me, Augustino Zoida. Thank you guys for tuning in. We know you got a lot of options out there for podcasts, so anybody listening right now, damn, thank you. Thanks for tuning back in today. If you listened to last week's episode, I had a guest on, my friend Hal, whose real name is Khalil Sadi, was my guest last week. He Actually, no, I think last week I did one by myself. Maybe the one before that. Anyway, he's a comedian that I've known for quite some time. He used to come to the open mics at the club where I worked. And then I recently did his room in St. George, Utah. Really, really good dude. He asked me to do his podcast, which I just did. And his podcast is called Forgive and Forget. And he had me as a guest on his show. And, we talked about some things that I probably don't really talk about that often on this show, because he asked me some questions about how I got started in stand-up and about my homeschooling. So it's some things that I either rarely talk about or never talk about or haven't talked about in a really long time here at Homeschool Podcast. So I just thought, let's have you guys listen to that one. So this is a swapcast, what we call in the biz, which also means two birds, one stone. So I did his podcast, but you here at Homeschool Podcast get to listen to it, which is a great way for you guys to check out somebody else's podcast. And I'd like to do a nice thing and help you help Hal, get the word out there with my listeners. So, because he's a nice guy and he's a good comic and a good person, and we had an interesting conversation, and I'd like you guys to support it, check it out. Maybe you'll like it. If you like this one, you're gonna like that one too. It's great conversations. He's a good dude. All right. Before I flip you over to that one, I'd like to remind you guys that this weekend, well, technically it's not this weekend. It's actually Monday, the 27th, June 27th. I will be in Folsom, California. It's like Sacramento area, so Sacramento County, Placer County, all that whole surrounding area. If you know, you know. It's going down in Folsom, California, which is, sorry, I got distracted because literally that venue just texted me right now. This seems like like I'm trying to do some kind of promo shit, but no, literally they text me right now that we are almost sold out. So if you guys want to go, it's an outdoor venue, so it's going to be dope. We're kicking off the summer with an outdoor show. Perfect summer night, under the stars, live comedy. And you get to see me. So if you missed last year, earlier this year, I was there for Valentine's Day. I did a one-nighter, and we didn't have the space that we have now. So if you missed it, you get to come out again. It's going to be awesome. And not only that, you're not only going to get to see me, I'm taking some friends with me. Nick Guerra is going to feature, he's going to middle, and he's awesome. He's a headliner. He should be headlining the show. So you're getting two headliners. It's going to be phenomenal. And then my other good friend, Edie Gibson's opening the show. It's going to be a great show. It's outdoors. There's fire pits. There's craft food. There's craft beer. Full bar. And you get tickets to that at AugustinoComedian.com. It holds about 150, and we're at like 90. So you guys should get on that quick. It's this Monday. I say weekend because I'm flying out there to stay with my sister for Saturday and Sunday to spend some time with the family. And then Monday night, I got the show. I hope to see you guys there. After that, I'm going to try to take July off from touring. I'm getting a little burnt out from airports. So I'm going to try. If a comedy club hits me up and offers me, and the price is right, and it's a place I want to go to, I'll take it. But other than that, for the most part, I'm not going to take too much stuff in July. It's getting hot. I don't like to leave the dog in the heat with other people. So, and also I'm just a little burnt out from traveling. But in August, I've got August 31st. Maybe I might have more things in August, but for now, I definitely have August 31st through September 4th. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas at the Looney Bin, and you check that out. Never been there before, so that's exciting. And then after that, I got September 15th in Omaha, Nebraska, September 16th in Lincoln, Nebraska. And so there you go. Tickets for all of these are available at homeschoolpod.com. Click on tour. Homeschoolpod.com. Also AugustinoComedian.com. Click on tour. If you guys could do me a giant favor, I need love on my Instagram. I'm already shadow banned like a motherfucker across the board. Instagram got me shadow banned. Twitter got me shadow banned like a motherfucker. But YouTube, you don't even want to know. YouTube, you don't even want to know what I got to do to get a view on YouTube. So I can really use some subscription over there. Okay, subscribe. You get to watch the video of these episodes. I also have stand-up videos going there. I also have my segment called Flavor City, which is where while I'm on tour, I'm tasting foods. I'm cooking foods in each city. It's kind of a fun, very short show. Short segment, and that's also where you can watch the Movie Stash, which is my movie podcast. We're starting it. We've been doing it for a while. We do the under 5-minute episodes on Instagram, but we're now putting the whole discussion on YouTube, and it's going to be its own podcast. You can listen to the whole discussion. It comes out on YouTube. So please, guys, I can use some subscriptions. My YouTube channel is called Homeschooled Entertainment, but if you just search my name, Augustino Zoida, I'll put links. Find it. Help me. I need subscriptions on YouTube. It's weak. It's weak over there on YouTube. Anyway, with that being said, listen to this short discussion, but very fun one that I had with my friend, comedian, good person, Khalil, Sadi, and his podcast is called Forgive and Forget. Check it out. Here you go. I hope you enjoy.
Please take your seats. School is now in session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschooled.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey.
Hey, you guys. So I got my buddy Agostino Zoida with me. Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Now that we've got that whole speaker situation.
Yeah, we had a few technical difficulties in the beginning, but we pulled through. We did it. We survived.
Okay. I was gonna ask you, do you hear my fan?
No, I don't hear anything, dude.
Oh, okay.
I just hear your voice, man.
We got a heat wave here in LA this week, man. I can't sit in the studio without that.
Dude, the heat is getting crazy. Actually, surprisingly, here where I'm at, there were 3 days of just there was on Sunday it was 70-degree weather. Yesterday it was 80s, and then today is in the 90s. But dude, normally around this time it's already over 100, just around noon. So I'm actually surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway, no more about the weather, dude. So tell me a little bit, where did you grow up, man? You're one of the actual Angelinos. You're a legitimate Angelino. What part of LA did you grow up in?
Yeah, I was born and raised in LA. Very rare. I am from the Valley, actually. I'm from Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess our claim to fame is probably Cobra Kai. The Valley All Pros.
Yeah.
Karate tournament.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Dude, I'm very familiar with Sherman Oaks. I lived in Burbank, which is not that far away.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
So a very fun thing about you is you were homeschooled, right?
Yeah. It wasn't fun at the time.
Well, you don't get to meet that many people who were homeschooled, because I know you, and then I know a couple of other guys, and they were brothers. So it's kind of the same person, because they have the same parents.
Yeah.
But I haven't met that many people who were homeschooled, and you're all so different, right? Because a lot of it is about your parents and stuff like that. But so tell me a little bit about that. How was it?
Homeschooled people didn't really meet a lot of people, actually. That's why it's so rare. You're oh, I don't meet so many. It's yeah, we don't meet too many people. That's why. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No,
dude. Don't worry about it. So, well, just tell me a little bit about how it was to be homeschooled.
Man, I think I kind of hated it, and I really felt left out when I was younger. Mm-hmm. As an adult, obviously, I have a different appreciation for it. I appreciate the way I was raised. I think that happens when you get older. You're I like who I am, you know what I mean? And you just if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be this, I mean, maybe I would have been something better. I don't know. Like maybe I could have been like a lawyer. Or
You want to be stuck being a comic?
yeah, like I think I have a good mind to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like I'm really good at arguing.
That is true. You always make like in your bits, like I think you like kind of treat it like like you're like presenting your case or something, because you have like a bunch of arguments like to cover what you're talking about. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I always thought I could have been a good lawyer, and like maybe if I wasn't homeschooled, I don't know, maybe I would have been a part of a program and then went into college. But then you say that, but then there's a bunch of kids who are public school that they just make the decision not to go to college. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I would know, but like who knows? But you can't think of like what would have happened. I just have to think about what happened and
Yeah.
where it led. I don't think I would be a stand-up comedian if I wasn't homeschooled.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think you would have had that bug just to like what was the first thing that made you think, man, I would actually like to do that?
I just grew up watching television and movies. Like I grew up on sitcoms, not even like sitcoms that you would think people my age would want to watch.
Yeah.
Like my age, you would think like, oh, he's watching Friends. No, like I'm not a, no offense to anybody. I think I'm extremely surprised at the success of Friends. Like I think that show is like not funny at all. And I don't know, like it seems so inaccurate. Like I've tried many times to watch Friends. My wife really likes it, and I try to give it a good try.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone in real life like that. Like I don't know 6 white people that all live in the same apartment building that have sex with each other, and they're all, you know what I mean? Like it's just, and then they hang out in the coffee shop all day, and they're all white people in the coffee. Like what? New York?
Yeah, in New York, right?
Like no Puerto Rican ever walked in. It's New York City, man. Anyway, I was getting at, I had a point. Is that watching like stuff that my parents got me hooked on. I was just really into media, dude. I was really into movies and shows, old stuff. I was watching like All in the Family.
Okay.
And you know, I remember in North Hollywood there was this old video store called Eddie Brandt's. And my parents had found out about it, and it was like you can rent VHS tapes, but it was not like a Blockbuster. It was like a mom and pop shop, and the guy literally had copies of stuff that he had recorded like off television from like he had a whole like store of this stuff, and you can go there and you can rent a season of like Sanford and Sons.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my parents were always introducing us to movies and shows, and I think it had to do with being homeschooled. Like when you have kids who are always in the house, you put the TV on. You know, that's what you would do. And that's what, you know, what I would do is I would do school for a few hours in the daytime, and then as soon as it was over, I would just like pop on the TV. You know, it was sitcoms, Power Rangers, Everybody Loves Raymond, All in the Family. And movies, I really got into comedy when I was young. Like comedy movies were my favorite. Jim Carrey was like my idol growing up, you know.
Same here, man. He like I don't know if we talked about it in like at some point, but like he was like one of my biggest inspirations. Like Ace Ventura, dude, was like I would just like mimic that guy all over the place and just repeat everything. But so did you ever like want to become like an actor or something like that?
Yeah. Like dude, like you said, like we were both like really influenced by Jim Carrey. Like he's like the Mecca in the 90s. He was the king of comedy movies. And then, you know, I would also impersonate him, reenact him, mimic his style of comedy just in my speech. And then when I discovered stand-up, I was like, this is awesome. And then you go down the rabbit hole going, wait, Jim Carrey did stand-up first?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, things like that. I was like so hooked on all of it, man. And I think that I definitely wanted to be an actor. And I remember when I told my parents that, my dad was like, "What, you want to be like a hero? You want to be like an actor, you know, like Stallone?" And I was like, "No, I want to be a comedian. Like I want to."
Yeah.
And at the time I was young. When I said I wanted to be a comedian, I just thought an actor who's in funny movies.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be a Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler, you know.
Yeah.
And when I later on, I would tell you how I discovered stand-up. Somebody who my father worked with. My
Mhm.
dad worked in a telemarketing room for the Daily News.
Okay.
And another dude who worked there was a comedian. And
Okay.
he's like, you know, I don't want to say for sure. I don't even know where that guy is anymore, but I don't want to insult him, but I don't want to say for sure, but I think it was like a bringer situation.
Okay.
So I must have been 11 years old, and he's going around all his coworkers,
Mhm.
you know, come to my show, come to my comedy show, come to my comedy show.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay. And then my dad's like, can I bring my kids?
Yeah.
And he's like, my youngest is 11. And he's like, yeah, bring them. Who cares? And so, dude, you want to know where the comedy club was?
Where? Don't tell me it was the haha. Really?
It was.
Oh man,
Yes,
that's
it was.
crazy.
So the Haha Comedy Club where you and I met
Yeah.
still existed back then, but I don't think it was a full-time comedy club.
Okay.
Where it goes is like they opened a Mexican restaurant 1st,
Mhm.
and then over time, people came in there thinking it was a comedy club
Really?
named Haha.
Oh, so they had the name before
Yes.
it even. Wow. That explains the haha cafe now. I because like
Yeah,
you know,
like my cafe.
yeah, that I never understood why it had cafe, but it makes sense now.
So their kids, they're two kids together. Initials are HA and HA.
Okay.
So they named their cafe, their Mexican restaurant, Haha Cafe.
Really?
These comedians, Buddy Lewis and I forget who else, but they're still to this day very connected in I would not to label anybody, but I would say the Black community of stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
And they came in there going, "Is this a comedy club?" And they're like, "Oh, Mexican restaurant." And they go, "Oh, well, you want to do comedy here? You have this big room." And
Yeah.
like, sure. So at the time, it was kind of like a part-time Wednesdays we do comedy
Okay.
deal. And so I don't think it was a full-time comedy club yet. And if you go to Haha now, you see those pictures of Andrew Dice Clay on the wall and Eddie Murphy. That was the people these people were bringing.
Really?
Yeah.
So they got that level of talent just being a cafe?
Those people who brought comedy there were really connected.
Wow.
And they were looking for a place for people to work out.
Okay.
And then you remember the Haha where you and I started, obviously.
Yeah.
The new location, the old location. You remember where the stage was.
Yeah.
The other side of the stage was the back of the room was that little cave.
Mm-hmm.
You sit back there, comics just sit back there and open mics. That was where the stage was.
Oh, really?
And that little cave was there because that was a back room, like the behind the stage where comics would come out.
Yeah.
So when I first went to the Haha, I was 11 years old, and I went to my dad's coworker's comedy show, and the stage was on that side. That's
crazy, man.
Yeah, and of course, the Haha is going to be the only club that's letting minors in. Like they were pretty much just like, "How old is this kid?" They're like 11, and they're like, "You're his guardian, right?" It's
just okay. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy, man. So you're literally exposed like firsthand, like right. And it's funny that you later on worked at the Haha. Did you ever think of like, oh, I'm gonna work here one day, or no? Never.
I did not think that. I did think to myself after leaving there that night, like I was very impressed by the different variety of comedians that I saw. I had an amazing time, my first ever live experience, and I did think several times after that how cool would it be if I was a stand-up.
Yeah.
Thought that, and then I really got into stand-up after that. I started watching specials, which at the time we didn't have specials really. It was like an HBO thing,
half hour thing or whatever.
Yeah, and I remember watching Bill Cosby himself. Remember his special called Himself?
I know of it. I haven't seen it.
You've never seen it? Oh
no,
my god, dude! I think it's probably. I mean, say what you want about Bill Cosby. If you watch him today, man is a brilliant.
I mean,
stand up.
Setting aside everything else, as a comedian, he is one of the Mount Rushmore, right? So
it's hard to it's very hard to could disconnect the artist from the person. And if you
Yeah.
look at who a person is and you hear the bad things they've done, you have to kind of, I mean, look at Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, people still listen to his music. He's a great
Yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
but he did horrible things.
Mhm.
Uh,
That's why I haven't watched the documentary.
no, right? You don't. It's gonna ruin. You're like, I'm never gonna be able to listen to Michael ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I do is I listen to Michael Jackson's songs, but covers. There's some
Okay.
bands that do really good covers. I'm like, I can still listen to Billie Jean.
Just so you like, you know, like one person moved away from him, kind of. So like you can feel
Yeah.
good about yourself.
Weezer does a great Billie Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that what's his name? Cobain. What's his name? Chris Cobain. What's his name? The guy. Yeah.
Kurt
Yeah.
Cobain.
Yeah. Kurt Cobain. Sorry, not Chris. Yeah, Kurt Cobain. He does a cover, I think, as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I have.
So,
I
but
need
yeah,
to look this
back
up.
to Cosby, dude, I've seen him live and he's blown me away.
Yeah.
He does 2 hours, no opener, comes out, sits in the chair, 2 hours, murders, brilliant comedy like I've never heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like if I would, like Chappelle would probably be scared to follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, yes, Mount Rushmore. His special called Himself
Okay. I'll look it up.
is probably the reason I'm a stand-up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That special is unbelievable.
I saw Cosby live like maybe like a few months before like his stuff started breaking out, but like I went there like at the right time, right, dude? It was like you said, 2 hours of just nothing, and then he just sits down, and from what I've heard, he had multiple sets of like multiple 2 hour sets, and I was like, how does he have that much material?
Yeah.
But I mean, when you're that prolific, though,
And it's all brilliant.
yeah.
It's all brilliant. Where did you see him?
I forget the name. It's like some sort of amphitheater in like an hour outside of LA. I think like Pacific Oaks or something like that. I forgot the name of it, dude. I still have every like actual like comedy show I've been to, like I saved the stub. So if I really dig through it, I'll send you send you like after. I'll post it on the show notes or something, like the where I went to see him. But it was
dude,
like,
keep those.
yeah.
Like dude, that's a dying breed. That's a, you know what I mean? Because every ticket is electronic now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you
dude.
go on eBay, like Tom Brady signed Super Bowl tickets are worth
Mhm.
more than like a Tom Brady football.
Wow,
There's
really?
no more tickets.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
It's
Yeah,
all
dude.
like, you know, what are you gonna do? Print out a QR code?
I dude,
Sign it.
I always print like when they do like the print at home thing. I always print it and I always keep it, dude, because it's, I don't know, that it's something important to me.
It's cool, yeah. I
Yeah.
did that for years of my movie stubs.
Yeah.
I would keep
Oh
them.
wow, you kept the movie stubs too?
If it's a movie I really liked, and I would buy the movie when it came out on DVD,
Mm-hmm.
and I would put the stub inside the
Oh,
plastic.
dude, that's really cool.
Yeah. Just the other day, I watched a movie. I went to my little bookshelf and I go, I feel like
Mhm.
watching this. And
Yeah.
I was like, hey, there's my stub from 2005.
That's fun. Do you go back to watch a lot of movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
My favorite, dude.
What's your favorite movie? Well, I don't know if if it's too narrow. Like, give me your top 5.
I mean, Back to the Future
Mm-hmm.
as a trilogy is up there for me.
Okay.
Point Break,
Okay.
probably top 5.
Okay.
But I'm also really into like dramatic, heavy movies.
Mhm.
Like you would think comedian, you know,
Yeah.
he's always like, you know, do you like this? I'm like, no. They're like, how don't you like that? I'm like, I don't watching silly shit constantly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like dramatic stuff. Like The Godfather's on my list.
Okay.
Inception,
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. All good. Everything good so far.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint me, dude.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yeah, that's great.
In my 30s, I'm super Tarantino. I think he's my favorite director.
Yeah, dude, he's amazing. Like, I've never seen anything that he's made that sucks. Like, I've heard people say that the Hateful Eight isn't good, but dude, I love that movie, man. It's like
I disagree. Yeah, Hateful Eight was
It's like-
entertaining.
it's like a verbal chess match, you know? Like, it's like something's going on in the background over here and they're talking, but you don't like something else is, I don't know, dude. It, I don't know if it's because like I had such low expectations when I watched it, because people were shitting on that movie so much.
Yeah.
And then I watched it, I'm like, dude, I don't know what they're talking about. This is amazing. But I really liked it.
I thought it was awesome. I don't know why people. I mean, maybe they're comparing it to like Pulp Fiction or something or Kill Bill, but it's like it's a good movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say his worst movie, which is still not even bad, is
worst-
Death Proof.
Dude, his worst movie is much better than any
Yeah,
top tier movie right now, man. It's just,
that's true. That's true. Yeah, Death Proof is not his best. It's not the most entertaining, but it's still pretty good.
yeah. I haven't seen
Pretty
that
good.
one.
I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to give it a look. And he's in it, right? Like he actually acts in it.
I think he has a small part.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably Death Proof is probably the worst. I mean, sure. I mean, maybe Hateful Eight is towards the bottom, but it's
Yeah, but it's still good.
It's still good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the top is like Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. Personally, I love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I love it too, dude. It's I don't I understand why people have a problem with it. To me, that movie is like, wow, like it's perfect, dude. That ending is amazing. I
know. It's so good, man. I have
yeah.
a poster of it in my wall. I've watched it, I think, 2 or 3 times in theaters.
Yeah.
It's not a short movie.
No, dude, it's like at least 3 hours long.
Yeah. I was just talking to you. I was driving here. I told you I'm going to drive to my studio, right? And
Yeah.
record. While I was driving, I was talking to my mom. I was talking about my July plans because I tour a lot, and I was telling her that I'm taking July off. I just really don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay home.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you know, your birthday's in July. Like, you know, are you gonna go somewhere for your birthday?" I'm like, "I just want to stay home." And I go, "You know what I want to do for my birthday is I want to, I want to go to Casa Vega, which which is like the famous Mexican restaurant that they show in. It's featured in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
And if you go there, there's a booth that's called Tarantino's booth. It's got his plaque on it.
Really?
And it's where they filmed that scene of him and Brad Pitt and Leo. And there's a cool picture on the wall of like Tarantino holding the camera really close up on the two of them.
Yeah.
Like, that's like my favorite Mexican restaurant in the valley. Yeah. And that's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to go sit there and eat. I can walk there from my house.
That's awesome, man. That's another, like, I don't know if people that actually have lived in LA, I appreciate that movie a lot more, dude. Cause like it's like, oh man, I've been there. Oh, that's pretty like, oh, that looked a lot different than what it does look now and stuff like that. So like you get to see things like that, which is really, it is like a love letter to LA, right?
Yeah.
So
they nailed it. So do you remember kind of in the beginning of the movie, Brad Pitt lives in that motorhome, which is behind the drive-in theater?
Yeah.
That's where my family went to drive-in movies when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, the Van Nuys drive-in.
That's crazy, man.
That sign isn't there anymore.
Wow.
You know, brought it back. Like, it's an exact replica. Like, that's how it looked when I was a kid. It was crazy.
That's amazing, man. See, like the level of detail that dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now. The level of detail that he went, like, in every movie he does, but just the level of detail he has just to like recreate certain things. It's kind of crazy. Let's move on from this, because I remember you used to, I don't know if you have it recorded or not, but you used to have a bit where you were talking about how that your mom always made you do like sing the national anthem what, like at home.
Yeah.
Could you expand on that a little bit?
Yes. So I should bring this bit back because it's nowhere. It's not.
Oh, really?
Special I just recorded, and it's not on my first album.
Oh, dude, no, you definitely got to bring. That was a great bit, man. That you should definitely bring
Thank
that
you.
back.
I always felt it wasn't done.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was constantly working on how to make it work. But I think that I should try to build on it now. So yeah so in the bit, I described being homeschooled, and my mom would make us sing the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag every morning before we began. Me and my sister standing there in the kitchen, you know, dude, that's a true story. And we really did. I think it's the punchline, but it's the truth. We really had a little American flag.
Yeah.
You know, the ones on the stick.
Yeah.
You would put in plants. We had like one of those in like a vase windowsill. We had to face it.
Oh man, that's so funny. I can't.
I'm trying to keep it real.
Dude, I can't imagine what it would be like to actually homeschool your children, like having your kids home all day. Like, you and I don't have kids, and I think we're like, man, that just having to deal with kids all the time is going to be, a lot of work.
Yeah.
And just the fact that your parents decided, no, we're going to, not only are we going to, do this, but we're going to like actually educate these kids. And
you should have to take a test to see if you can homeschool your kids.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Not qualified. And my parents had 4 kids.
4 kids and all of them homeschooled?
My oldest sister was not homeschooled until she was like 15, 16. She was public school and then got into some trouble at school.
Whoa.
Which made my parents homeschool her. And then the rest of us were homeschooled.
You're not, you little sis, you're not getting into trouble anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
And then she kind of like, just didn't even go to college. She was already like 16. So she had 2 more years anyway. But the rest of us were completely homeschooled.
Wow.
And we're different ages. So besides her, my other 2 sisters above me are all 2 years apart. So it's like 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. So my mom is teaching 3 different kids, 3 different grades.
Wow, dude, I can't imagine the amount of work that you have.
And this is why I think that we should and can one day have a female president. Like someone's mom.
Yeah.
I mean? It needs to be like these women. And my mom had a job.
So you're whoa. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Your mom had a job and she taught 4 kids. What?
Yeah.
What did she do for work?
She worked for a bank called Washington Mutual, which is now JP Morgan.
Okay, but I think I've heard of that bank though.
Yeah.
Has it like did they merge like recently in the past 10 years?
No, it's been longer than that.
Longer than that? I've heard that name, dude.
Yeah, so she worked in like a call center for the bank. So she had different hours, sometimes nighttime, sometimes morning. And when she did morning, she would kind of give us our assignments to do for the day. And then as soon as she left, I would half-ass it and then go watch TV.
I mean, that's what a kid does. Did your dad ever do any of the teaching?
Very rarely. He did. He tried a couple of times and he really didn't have patience like my mom did.
Yeah.
He would kind of like punish us. When you're a kid, you get in trouble, your dad punishes you.
Yeah.
But he would punish us if he thought we weren't paying attention or if we got the answer wrong, which must have meant we weren't paying attention. He just wouldn't really have patience. But and we would hate it. Like, all right, well, I'm going to help out today. And I'd be like, oh, like he hated it too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we're like, oh, I think that's a part of the bit too. Like we were like, oh, we got dad today. Like he was the substitute teacher.
You should definitely revisit that bit, man. Like,
should
13 years of doing stand-up and like now you got a ton of perspective now that you can definitely bring that home.
And whenever I tell people I'm homeschooled, they're like, how come you don't have a bit about it? Because I've never been able to make the bit work without it being cheesy. Like when you think of someone homeschooled, your brain goes to the obvious things that you would make fun of about it. Like, he went to prom with his sisters one. Sports team was, in the backyard, things like that. Too easy, too hacky, too cheap.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to be very original with it and too obscure. Maybe, I don't know.
You know what? Other than yours, I don't think I've actually heard a homeschooled bit. Like it's not like a common topic.
Do you know Edie Gibson, the comedian?
No.
She wouldn't go as often as you, but she would sometimes go to the open mic at Haha, and
Mhm.
she's a comic who lives out here. She's dating to Nick Guerra. You know Nick Guerra?
I've heard of him. I think so.
Yeah, they date. She was homeschooled. She's like the only other comedian I've ever met that was
Okay.
homeschooled. And she has a joke about it, but obviously nothing about like the American flag. It's very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah. So it's a different upbringing, right? So
Uh-huh.
like just that alone makes the bit original. Just like
Yeah.
every parent is different.
By the way, Hal, I got to give you a heads up because we're recording on my end,
Yeah.
and I got that stupid 40-minute limit, and we got like
Yeah.
a minute and a half left.
Okay, that's all right. Well, we'll begin to wrap it up. Dude, so much fun catching up with you. Anything like you want to like so you're taking July off. What tell me like just plug whatever you need to plug, like what your social, your shows and
So
your podcast.
this Monday, the 27th, it's not a great day for comedy. Like Monday, I'm going out, guys. We're doing like a kickoff the Summer Right show. I have outdoor theater in Folsom.
Okay.
It holds like 150.
Okay.
So far, we're at like 90 sold.
Okay.
So I'm super pumped that it's probably gonna sell out, and it's an outdoor theater. It's
Nice.
like it's gonna be amazing summer weather at night.
Okay.
So come out. It starts at 8, so you have time to come after work.
Okay.
And it's only a 90-minute. I believe in the 90-minute comedy show.
Yeah.
We'll get you out of there by 9:30. You're home by 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's in Folsom, California, which is technically like the Sacramento area.
Okay.
Tickets are at augustinocomedian.com. And then I'm going to try to take off in July. August, I got Little Rock, Arkansas. And then in September, I'm going to Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska. Everything's at augustinocomedian.com.
What's your social?
Augustino Zoida on Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok is Augustino Comedian, and Facebook a bunch of relatives that I don't wish to talk to.
And real quick, your podcast, what's the name of your podcast?
I have Homeschooled podcast, which is like
Okay, everybody, that was a show. Sorry about that. Towards the end there, it got cut off. Freaking Zoom, man. Zoom recently changed to like 40 minutes. I mean, it used to be that if you had multiple people on your session, but if it was just one-on-one, you used to be able to do longer or like unlimited, but now they've limited it to 40 minutes, so it kind of blew. And I know the whole episode wasn't 40 minutes, but we had technical difficulties, and the video was going the whole time while we were trying to figure that out, so it was a short discussion, but that's all you need. That's all you need on this midweek, the week before 4th of July. On this heat wave, hopefully it gets you through you guys' day. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you have any questions, because we probably could have gone on further about talking about movies, talking about how I started stand-up, homeschooled, how I officially, decided I'm going to do stand-up, pulling the trigger on it. If you guys have any questions or any help and need any advice, you can go to homeschooledpod.com. That's homeschooledpod.com. Click on contact, and you can send me a message there. I do get those, and I will reply to them as soon as I can. And so that's that. And you can also hit me up on social media. Twitter and Instagram is at Augustino Zoida across the board. If anybody knows any good streaming services like Zoom that doesn't keep sucking and that's owned by China bullshit, let me know. What's a good service to use so I can FaceTime Zoom with people? That would be awesome if you guys can tell me that. I'm looking for a new one. Anyway, and I'm not trying to pay because I ain't getting enough views on my YouTube, yo. Where are you guys with that one? Please help me out. Asking you guys for a giant favor. If you all have a YouTube account, which I know you got one, anybody with a Gmail account, you have YouTube, okay? Go, please subscribe. If you like podcasts, you like stand-up comedy, obviously that's why you're here. I could use the favor, everybody. Subscribe. It's like pulling teeth to get a fucking view over on YouTube for me. I'm banned on everything. They don't like me. The algorithms don't like me. I'm white. I'm straight. I don't like Biden. I don't know what the fuck it is. They don't fucking like me. So I can use some subscribe if you want some real shit, okay? Because I'm always here for you guys. Do me that favor. And don't forget to check out my new show, the Movie Stash, where my good friend Kevin Lyons and I discuss movies. We review them. We discuss them. Each episode is ended with movie trivia. Whoever wins that picks the next movie that we discuss by forcing the other one to watch something that we know they're not going to want to watch. It's a great show. If you're more into like the quick under 5-minute episodes, you can see those on my Instagram. If you're more interested in the full-length podcast, YouTube, go subscribe, please. I really appreciate it. And that's it, everybody. Don't forget to get tickets for Folsom, California, June 27th. And let's call it a low ticket warning, okay? After that, the next thing I got for you is August 31st through September 4th, Little Rock, Arkansas. And then after that, I got September 15th and 16th. It's Omaha, Nebraska, then Lincoln, Nebraska on the 16th. And then on the 17th, I ain't doing shit but going to the Big Red Huskers game, all right? And I ain't trying to compete with that for ticket sales. So anyway, that's what I got for you. You can get tickets for all of these. They're all on sale right now at homeschooled.pod.com. Click on tour. You can also do so by going to augustinocomedian.com. Click on tour. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe right here where you're listening. Please subscribe on YouTube. And please keep coming back here where we document the journey, because this is Homeschool Podcast. I'm Augustino Zoida. Don't forget that only love can save the world. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great week. Stay cool. Peace. Homeschool Podcast. Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
No, okay.
I don't want to do that at all.